Yeah, ignore yourself, pretty much.
What's impossible?
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. We are now live on Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope, and we are about to go live on Facebook. My Facebook, by the way, if you're watching on any other platform, I stream live mainly on my Facebook to interact with viewers. So if you wish to watch, your best bet is to go and add me as a friend, Travis Clyburn, Clyburn, on Facebook, and then you can interact, talk to us, do what you want to do. Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness, we are here. Fourth Wall After Hours podcast. It's the After Hours, me and the one, the only, the mighty, the best ever at Fourth Wall, maybe, guys.
Let's not get too out of
Ericson
hand.
just.
I'm definitely going to have people gunning for me. The best at Fourth Wall? Oh, no.
At least the pretty admired, pretty respected man here.
I would love to hear a list of these people who admire and respect me. and only the ones who are over 5'7". I don't care about the munchkins that look up to me because, it's like I'm a short guy who speaks his mind.
I mean, we get like your James Rios and stuff.
That, once again, under 5'7".
That's fair. Well, I mean,
guy wears Kid Gap clothes, for God's sakes.
What's your joke? You were the
King of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, King of the Lollipop Guild.
Short guys watch me and they're like, if I could be that funny, I'd be happy being an incel. And I was like, yeah, it's not. You wouldn't be. You wouldn't be happy.
You're also not an incel.
I'm not.
You're fucking. This man fucks.
Once in a long while, every so often, I meet a lady who thinks I give her such good advice that it's worth a blowjob.
Oh, fucking yeah. Yeah, because you went to New York, right?
I went to New York and I met somebody who I've been talking to, but let's not make this podcast about my relationships.
Fair enough. I here's what happened, you guys. Me and Ericson, the man, the myth, the legend. We ran the gauntlet today, so we did the 1 o'clock.
Is it really called the Rooster Run? Because that's a great name for it. I hate to say
Rooster Run? Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what Cole called it, because that's apparently what I guess Ian Russo does all the mics. So I don't think Ian Russo's done all the mics before.
Ian Russo has never done the gauntlet.
I still like calling it the Rooster. Here's the thing. I don't like the gauntlet because the gauntlet, I know a lot of different mic competitions that call it the gauntlet. The gauntlet has this really bad mainstream connotation of being, I don't know, just it has this really bro-y kind of 1990s real world. What was that 90s MTV show, The Road?
Road Rules?
Road Rules. It's got that kind of Road Rules sound to it, and I like the Rooster Run because it's got a stupid history to it now. Yeah. So it's like a great way of
Okay, so we'll call it. So today, me and Ericson did the Rooster Run.
And wouldn't nothing make Ian Russo more happier than to know that something about him lives on in this place? Wouldn't that? I think that would make his day.
There's no way Ian Russo watches this. I mean,
I'm not worried if he does or he doesn't. I just care about
Let's see. Maybe we can tag him in this. And he'll watch. Let's see here.
Chris Corwin. Oh, I can see who's joining us. I like this. Okay, what's up, Chris?
Let's see here.
Teresa Dawn. I can't read the rest of your name right now.
Teresa Blakely.
Teresa Blakely. Okay. Teresa Dawn Blakely.
Ian Russo, there he fucking is.
I think he's gonna put his name in the chat.
He's gonna fucking bam. All right, let's see if you fucking can. Teresa Dawn Blakey, thank you so much for watching. In drama, actually, me and Teresa were pretty much in every single class together growing up, and then she played the queen in Once Upon a Mattress, the evil queen, and I was her wizard.
You say Once Upon a Mattress as if this is a timeless classic that everyone's performed in high school.
I mean,
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard that?
I've heard of the Stinky Cheese, and I remember there being stories that a story that involved mattresses, but I don't think it's the same.
It's a play based off of the Princess and the Pea.
I figured as much.
Like a true princess could feel a pea.
What's the difference between this one and that one?
I really don't know.
It's an all black cast, and and us living in Ohio, we had no black people, so we just did it with all white people.
Yeah, and I got to yell at him. Teresa yelled at me. Essentially, me as the wizard and her as the queen. We did have a duet. We got to sing together. Yeah. Actually, I like the wizard the most because it's I don't necessarily traditionally sing. all the singing I've done or front manning and stuff like that has all been like aggressive metal vocals and stuff like that.
I would imagine.
Yeah. And like I can sing here and there, but like I like that I kind of like had like talky singy parts. So yeah, we did have a duet though. But yeah, it's one of those plays where it's just kind of silly. Like I really wanted to do drama before I left high school because I wasn't like a drama kid or anything like that, and like I really enjoyed it and stuff. It was actually a really fucking good time.
Performance is what we do with our lives now. So I would imagine you had fun doing drama if you did it at all.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, and it was just nice. Like I think the thing with being a comic and stuff like that, especially if you're particularly good at it, like just seeing other people admire you because you're good at something is just so much more gratifying than just like general friendship or something like that. Like
you're absolutely right.
It's fucking beautiful. Like someone admiring you because you're good at something or looking up to you. Like it's like I know you talk shit and stuff, but it's like the little men who fucking who are obsessed with you, or like your Paul Greens or whatever. Like the people that like really look up to you and stuff like that come here. It's
I don't know they look up to me. They respect me, and I appreciate that much.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like they respect you because you're fucking good, dude.
They respect me because I'm honest and I speak a truth that a lot of people would not want to risk their career on, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the respect, but no, it's not something I
but
take
I mean,
lightly.
you're very much.
You're acting like I appreciate that in this place I have a name for myself. I'm trying this humble thing out, so let's wear it on a little bit.
How's that going?
It's tough, dude. It's really difficult. It's difficult for me not to not talk about how much I'm killing it at the comedy game here in Los Angeles, doing one show in the Comedy Store every year. When it's a bringer.
Have you done? Because I got invited by who the fuck was that? There was a woman who invited me to do a bringer show at the Comedy Store, and I just did not even bother to respond because it was like you have to bring 10 people for fucking
that's
6
a lot.
minutes.
That's a lot of people.
10 fucking people. No
that sounds
fucking
like,
way out here in LA.
That sounds like a Tammy Joe.
Tammy Joe.
Oh, there you go. I guess that's a
Joe,
Tammy Joe operation.
Yeah, guaranteed 6 minutes. Like
and no guarantee when you'll go up. By the way, you might go up at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it's a long fucking show
it's
too.
It's a really
right?
long show with a lot of comics. I went there to go support a fellow actress actuay who I was producing who I produced my first comedy show with. Yeah. I remember I went there with 3 other fellow actors in our class, and I was one of the only 2 people who stayed because the other 2 are like, when is she going up? Is she going up? Shit. And we're like, we're just as lost as you are. We came to support her as well. Jesus. And then they bounced, and she went up like second to last, and I was just like, whoa.
I think it's important every now and again to take a stand as an open micer because I feel like we get the fucking...
Take a stand?
Take a stand in the sense that it's like we don't have to do certain things. Like we don't have to fucking meld our material to fit fucking late night. We don't have to be set up punchline. We don't have to, bow down to the will of bringer shows and stuff like that.
Bow down to the will of bringer. You've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones, haven't you?
Actually, I really have.
You sound like
dude, I've been watching constant clips of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
lately,
it sounds that
and
way.
I don't
the way you're
know.
talking, like you have a lot of respect from a lot of men, and you are revered, and you do not have to bow down to the bringers.
I drink and I know things.
Yeah. It's so obvious the way you're talking. I'm like, you can always tell someone's been watching Game of Thrones because they start talking that old fake English accent where they're just like, they talk about glory and honor and bowing, bending. You don't have to bend the knee to Tammy Joe.
Then why can't you bend the knee? I love Game of Thrones. Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
I was a fan for the first 3-4 seasons, and then I do not want to. I love how every time we get on the topic, I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. But
too bad, motherfucker. I want to know.
It's just that like I'm a huge look here. When I first came to Los Angeles, I wanted to be an actor, and I thought a good route for me being an actor would be being a filmmaker, and I've always had a huge passion for storytelling and filmmaking and cinema. For that matter, but storytelling especially, that's probably why I do stand up now, because I have control over everything. So when it came to Game of Thrones, I think at the beginning of it, like it started off as a very character-driven drama that was very fascinating because there was a very sense of like you have you kind of loved every character because every character was kind of like both good and bad in their own way.
Right.
And when things happened to them, you felt an emotion regardless. It was never like everyone
Right,
wanted Joffrey
especially
to
like,
die.
you know,
Everyone
yeah.
wanted Joffrey to die, but other than that, it was kind of like I'll never forget the scene when Brienne and the Hound go head to head. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. Don't worry. I won't have how it ends.
Yeah.
But at that point in the show, if you've been watching it, I would feel like almost anyone watching it is like, I want both these characters to win.
Yeah, because
you love both of them, you understand their story, and you know where they're coming from, and that to me is real drama. Is being like, I don't even know who to root for because I understand the situation they're in, and it just sucks. And I kind of don't know who I want to win this.
And that's why I think it's so impressive, because it's like the most hated character from fucking Go was Jaime Lannister, and now. Like, it's impossible not to love Jaime Lannister. Like, he grew on you so much. Like, he admitted so many things and stuff like that.
He stands by an abuser, and if there's anything I would say is that we have to stop standing by our abusers.
No, I mean, and, you know, I mean, fair the fuck enough.
A known abuser. Everyone in Westeros knows that Cersei abuses people.
Well, he's in love. I mean, granted, it's incestual love, but that's beside the goddamn point.
Well, I don't know why anyone's got a problem with that when everyone was rooting for Jon Snow to fuck his aunt. So, like, I think the whole, like, incest argument is very... I don't know why everyone was rooting for that shit. My point was, though, is that, like, I liked the show in the beginning, but now recently I feel the show is kind of in a need... It's almost a victim of its own success, like in a need to satiate its fan base, and also to like pay off all this buildup. The thing they're leaning on more now is spectacle, and we're kind of losing that feeling of like, you know, really real, gritty, and like grounded storytelling about like, you know, characters, and more just going to like, now we've got zombie dragons. I'm like, okay, I don't care, man.
I partially agree, partially disagree.
Yeah,
because I fucking love it. I think so much of the new season was incredible, and I understand
part of the new season?
My favorite part of the new season.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Probably when Daenerys
fucked her nephew.
I mean, I enjoyed Daenerys fucking at any time because Emily Clarke is fucking gorgeous.
I think she's very overrated as an actress.
Really?
I don't typically want to get myself involved in Hollywood politics, but I will say
so
she is. No, I'm not. Okay, fine. Well, let's find something positive to talk about. You want me to talk about something I love?
Yeah. What do you love, Ericson? What makes you happy? What fills you with joy? Because I think, generally speaking, I think a lot of people think that you're a bit of a negative Nancy, and I would like to and I don't think you are, because I know you I mean, I literally live in this man's living room, by the way. Like, I feel like I know you a lot better than a lot of people do. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I see a beautiful side of you that a lot of people don't see. So I want people to know the cuddly bear side of you. The sweetheart that's so deep inside you that you rarely let out.
There's nothing I love more than the laughter of a newborn.
Really? So of a bit, because okay, you've been talking about this a lot on stage lately. Like you're kind of baby crazy right now.
I'm very baby crazy, man. I am like a woman who's got 4 eggs left, man. I am like, it's now or never. It's now or never, dude.
Now or never.
I'm just seeing.
But you're a man.
I'm seeing women in pushing strollers around. I'm just like, why not me? Like what? And I don't want to adopt. I want pride of ownership. I want to know that it's my seed inside that little child, female or male.
Because you're 31?
32.
32? Goddamn. Okay, so I mean, 4 years older than me, or
I've got time. I could become 50 and just plant my seed in some.
I mean, at
22
the end of the day, man, like, I mean, men never lose the ability to impregnate.
Well, no, we can't.
Which is nice.
That's a drastic exaggeration. We could lose a lot of things. We could lose it. We can. It doesn't happen typically. It's not something that is common. But like, as far as we know, my sperm count could be detrimentally low. It could be non-existent. I've never checked. I'm terrified to find out. I kind of like the romanticism of it being an accident. You know what I mean? That's why we were talking earlier about my sexual dysfunction, because like I need to be with somebody who I'm actually into. Like, what turns me on the most is the idea of like, oh shit, we're becoming a family now. Like, that's the idea of like, I could bust if I don't pull out now, I could just be totally changing the path of our futures. And in order for me to get to that point, it has to be somewhere where I'm like, I can see a future with you. Okay. Because if you're somebody who like I don't like see any kind of like I look at our future, I'm like, we would be yelling at each other, we would not get along, we would not agree on a lot of things about where the child's going to be going, what we're going to be doing. I'm like, I can't be turned on by that. Or, I mean, unless they're really crazy and, they're saying crazy shit to me in bed. I mean, that can distract me enough that I can focus a little bit on just, like, knocking it out. But it's so rare. How's everyone enjoying this Molly Bowling, Andy Roth? Andy Roth. I just saw that guy. That guy just met me for the first time. Apparently, I'd heard a lot of bad shit about me. Rafi. That's right. I got his name wrong.
Jenny Desu.
Jenny Des. That would be Des in Japanese. It means to be.
I don't know this person. I don't know. I add a lot of random people on Facebook.
Randos.
So, Jenny, thank you for watching. Glad you gave the hand.
Howard Aronin.
Thank you for fucking tuning in, my friend.
This habit of me calling out people's names from when I used to live stream on a thing called Up Live, where they were supposed to be paying me $600 a month to be doing 30 hours of up streaming, and I never saw a cent.
Really?
Yeah, that was a Matt Jones operation that he got me involved in.
Oh yeah, he told me about that.
Yeah, and I did it
briefly.
And after a few emails, I was like, I'm never gonna get checked for these 2 months, am I? And the whole thing is you got to be very interactive with the people who are like
right. It's got to be like, and that's why I actually enjoy doing this a lot. It's like. Because we get guys like Chris Corwin and stuff like that, and Teresa, people tuning in that I haven't seen in a long time, man. I mean, these guys are like, 2,700 miles away, and I get to fucking talk to them at night and stuff because they're.
The future's amazing, dude. That's the thing I'm kind of positive about. I'm positive about technology. I'm very much in love with my iPhone and my Apple Watch.
Oh yeah. You rock show the people the old Apple Watch there.
This is a very like
by the way
thing to do. Show them that Apple Watch.
Show them that Apple Watch. By the way, most of the time, if me and Ericson are in the same mic or in the same room, we are texting each other. If someone is bombing.
Oh shit, dude! Don't let people know this stuff.
I know. Like, I love. They're never gonna know what we actually say. Trust me.
I don't want to make you feel like you're not special, but I feel like I'm one of the few people who like a lot of people will message during a mic. When
that's fair. Yeah.
Well, it was both you and Alex Kane who were messaging me today about the same exact person at the same exact time, and I asked about the same exact question. How many minutes do you think he's gonna give back to the room?
Oh right.
And you said like 6. Alex got it right. He said 0, and sure enough, that guy went a minute over. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
But that's one of those things I'm very proud of, but I don't share with other people because I don't want people to like know, because that's thing people will easily call me out on after a while. They realize that like every time I'm looking at my phone, it's because someone's messaging me about like how that this person is such a bad storyteller that the idea of them being any more involved in their lives is terrifying.
That's fair. Me and Rob Banks, we text.
Rob is one of my favorite people to like talk shit with. I love
Rob Banks in general.
He is your confessional booth for comedy. Like if you needed somewhere just to like give off all your like nasty thoughts about comedy, you can just hang with Rob Banks and he will like
embraces and takes all of it. He taught me great ways to get rid of certain comics. I won't say who, but he was like.
Well, no, he's got that bit about Ian Russo. Where he says all you gotta do is talk negative about comics, and he doesn't know how to respond.
Yeah, but he's like, you gotta be ultra negative. That's what he's talking about. He's like, I don't like that guy. He's a fucking faggot. And then he always goes, and just like wanders away. Like you have to be like super ultra fucking negative. Is the fucking key there. We actually have 5 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Me and Ericson running the gauntlet. We're
stop saying gauntlet. We're calling it the Rooster Run.
Sorry.
Rooster Run.
The Rooster Run.
Coined by Cole Alexander, named after the infamous Ian Russo.
The infamous Ian Russo.
I would say infamous fits him.
Yeah, infamous. Yeah. I think he's one of those dudes. Like I feel like everyone knows in LA who Ian Russo is in the comedy scene.
It's hard to miss him.
It's very true. He's everywhere, man.
He's a character, and when you come in the comedy scene, it's like you kind of expected him to be there.
Oh no! Like when I auditioned for Flappers, like Trenton Stewart Jones was nice enough to fucking drive me to the audition, and like then sure as shit, there's fucking
that's crazy.
There's Ian Russo, fucking hanging out,
man.
Chilling. Dude's fucking everywhere, man. He's prolific. I respect that. Like that he. When I first met him, actually, he was talking to Joe about trying to break the record for most mics done in a year last year.
He was very close because I remember when I started comedy last year, and I remember about 6 months in, I was like at I think maybe 200 mics. And like
That's
Ian
good, man.
Russo
Yeah, you
posted
went
on his
fucking hard your
Facebook.
first year.
Ian Russo posted on his Facebook that he was at 335. I was like, oh shit, man, I got to work a lot harder next year.
That's really fucking good.
Yeah, he was killing
Dude,
it
you know
last
what, man?
year.
I feel like this year, definitely not me, but for sure, Joe Menente breaks the record
For what number of what?
of mics.
But that's like kind of by default by the fact that he runs them, right?
I guess that's a point.
I mean, it's very easy. Like here, trust me, if I knew that every time I was going to mic I was making money, I would probably break the record as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The only thing honestly, the only thing that slowed me down this last month is the fact that I had become so broke. I had to like Postmate instead of doing a mic. I was like, I need.
Yeah.
It's like if I go to a mic, I will be even further in the red, and I won't have food tomorrow. So like, I have to like work.
You fucking hear the struggles of LA comics, you guys.
I'm not gonna ever pretend that I've struggled harder than anyone else. So like, it's not.
Not that saying even that you are, but I mean at the same time, it's like most people don't realize, especially if you're in your pocket communities, if you're in Dayton doing comedy stuff like that. Like most places, like New York or LA, like we pretty much pay to play, man.
Hannah Mendelsohn, that's a nice name. Who's that?
Oh yeah, she's a comic. She's the one who had that joke about that I said on your podcast. That guy seems like he'd say he was from the rough part of Connecticut.
Oh right, that's I know Hannah. That's right. I was like, that
Mendelsohn.
name seems so familiar. Okay, Hannah's watching. Okay, yeah, I know who Hannah is.
Yeah, she at least
yeah,
tuned
real
in for a
funny
moment.
joke, Hannah. No, I even said I would
name of a goddamn podcast. Right?
I would totally come from the nice part of Connecticut. I would totally admit to it. I would
You know what, though?
never pretend that I came from a bad part of anywhere.
The more I learn about New Haven, Connecticut, the more I
Yeah.
realize there's at least one city in Connecticut that is just some chick. When you asked who she was,
Right? No, I get it. No, it just wasn't that funny.
But no, New Haven. Jesus Christ, Ericson.
Sorry, I'm being too negative. I should have kept that to myself. I should just I should be polite all the time, especially when it's a cute chick.
No, for sure. I mean, Hannah's for sure cute, but that's beside the point.
Right.
No, like, I love sometimes that you're such an asshole because it makes me laugh so hard.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's all in good fun.
Yes,
And it's harmless.
but wow. Now, get your mouth.
Now you got punchlines.
We're at a
That's
bit
funny
of a
coming from
delay,
someone who I
Mendelsohn.
haven't seen in a mic in over 6 months.
Oh, I saw Middleton.
Nah, I know. I saw her like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but
Yeah, that's true.
She's
Yeah,
not here
wh-
to defend herself.
yeah,
so
Middleton,
whatever
where
we
the
do.
fuck
Maddie
are you?
Chimber's watching this? What are you doing, Maddie? I thought you didn't waste your time watching open micers from home.
With fucking Maddie Chimber just alone at home. Maddie, fucking do your cooking show again, man. I thought that was so goddamn funny. I'm sure you're not watching it all right now, but you should definitely keep doing that fucking stuff. I thought it was very funny. By the way, Maddie Chimber, bar none, best personality stage persona I've seen.
Okay.
And honest to God, like just the way he delivers his mannerisms, like maybe the only other person I'd say that has better personality on stage would be Amir Khalil.
Amir Khalil's got a great persona. He's got.
Well, I mean,
I know
he's
you
out of
love it
control.
because you'll start imitating it every so often.
Dude,
you
it's one of
can't
those
help
things,
it. You
I
can't
really
help by
can't.
doing his catchphrase every so often.
I started improv. I'm mainly a character guy and stuff like that, especially if I'm in an improv troupe and stuff
see.
like that. Like I do characters, and like he's got such a powerful, overwhelming personality on stage that when he's in the fucking room, I can't help but fucking mimic it sometimes.
Well, it's
like,
a funny it's a funny bit.
It's ridiculous. Like she almost like dude, his entire personality is so fucking infectious because it's that goddamn funny. But yes, I think him and Chimber are right up there.
I mean, they're two comics I adore. I'm not going to deny that. I don't do that whole I mean, maybe I guess I've had a top 10 in my head before and like a top 10 worst, but like in general, but
of course you had
that's,
a top 10
that's
worst.
more of me that's being petty and high schoolish and like just doing stuff to like really
Yes.
bring out the worst in others. But in general, when it comes, because I'll bring it up in front of others just to see if they'll participate. But in general, when it comes to comics, like you're either someone who I just think is like good and I respect, or you're someone who I think I'm like, okay, you do you, but if you could not do it in front of me, that would be preferable.
But you know what, man? I think that's a big thing with comedy out here in general. Like I was telling you before the podcast started, like I did Rock Paper, which is no longer exists, but 5 years ago when I first came out to LA, like I remember getting this fucking cafe. none of the comics would look at me, talk to me, none of that stuff, right? Like it was. I felt very awkward, very out of place, right? I'm just kind of like out back smoking cigarettes and shit. And then the show starts. I was very fortunate to know Joe, who knew the guy who ran it. And I get up there and just fucking destroy it, dude. Make all the comics laugh, the audience laugh. It had a great fucking set. And then after the show, it's tables fully turned, man. It was every single person couldn't stop talking to me. Like everyone.
You really like that?
I liked it. Like it made me realize that it's like, I feel like out here at times, like I feel like some people may look at it as fake or disingenuous or whatever, but it's like you have to prove you're even worth the time. You have to prove that you aren't just another fucking weird ass dude who came out here and.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely when you're in a new comedy scene, I feel like there's that pressure to make sure that people, cause especially when you're at open mics, like it's a whole, like anyone could be walking in here doing anything when you don't know someone. My first impression when I see someone new is like, oh, he's probably just started, and like I wonder what this is going to be like. But
right, and like I mean, it's a booked show. Like none of them knew me. They're like, why the fuck this guy get on a book show? You know what I mean? Like,
was it a book show in front of comics?
No, book show in front of.
Well, I think audience members are typically more forgiving because they assume.
Audience was fine, but I mean, audience was fine, but it's like comics were kind of all like behind and off to the left, and then audience was to the right. Like audience fucking loved it, fucking ate it up, but also like I could hear all the laughter coming from the left too, like all these comics like laughing and acknowledging that I was funny, and I just like the fact that it's like. You could just show people what you can do, and then immediately all the any doubts in their minds or whatever, like immediately goes away.
I don't know. I feel like I bring those doubts back very quickly when I say the next thing that comes out of my mouth. Like, I'll say something that make them be like, "Oh, he's a great guy," and then I'll say something like, "Oh no, I still think he might be racist."
You're just okay. I feel like we should talk about this. I feel like
whatever you want to talk about, man. I'm very happy that I'm not in charge this time around. I'm very happy on someone else's podcast.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. If anyone wants to put me in their podcast, I'd love to be on it because I love not being in charge.
Yeah, because usually, by the way, Just Ericson, great podcast. I've been on it. You guys have definitely listened to it.
You should listen to it. It doesn't stream live yet because I don't have that kind of internet, but.
Yes, and we're fortunate at Fourth Wall, too. I mean, the fact that we're streaming this at this quality on a fucking laptop is a goddamn miracle. So, yeah, top-notch internet here at Fourth Wall. But, okay, here's the thing. Like, I feel like, because I'm, what are you, a year and a half in?
Year and 9 months.
Year and 9 months? Yeah. Like, I feel like because I'm, excuse me.
The laugh, you just started barfing. Like just literally vomited like on the floor, just like, and you acted like it was normal. You're just like, I'm sorry.
I've been doing this for way too fucking long. I started in goddamn
Ohio.
Yeah, I started in Ohio. Summer of let's see here. I'm 9 years deep now.
So summer of what? 2009.
Yeah, 2009. Because I was 19. I was born in 1990. I was
working at Apple retail at that point.
Oh yeah.
I was selling people Mobile Me, and they were all very upset because it was deleting their contacts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
just wanted to paint the picture for you about your situation.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I was, I took a full year off, worked security, kind of lived a life, and then hated every moment of it.
You worked security? I could see that very easily, and I imagine
many security jobs.
I imagine that is a very.
For 2 years, I worked at St. Vincent Homeless Shelters as a security guard.
Christ, wow, dude, yeah.
Yeah, from 18 to 19.
The darkness just gets darker and darker with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, dude, I'd fucking fist fights with crackheads, knives pulled on me, whole fucking deal, man.
Oh God, man. Yeah, I love talking to people like you because it makes me realize how easy I've had it.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a cakewalk from start to finish.
Well, I forget sometimes, like I later in life, obviously, like I was very short, growing up and stuff like that. But later in life, I gained size and stuff like that. And I have the fortune of not having much fear in general because
really,
yeah. I mean, honest to God, like
I'd be terrified.
Well, I mean, from growing up the way I grew up with lots of fighting and stuff like that, and brothers and like them kicking my ass, and like, and then ass kicked in high school and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Being short, kind of having some little man syndrome, and then like being fortunate enough to actually fucking be a late bloomer and
and literally explode into a giant ball of meat.
Yes, and then become this fucking 6 foot tall, 235 pound fucking hunk of man that I am now. Like I'm just very fortunate because it's like I've fought and I've fought people at literally half the size I am now. Most when I was growing up and stuff like that, like and not necessarily won, but faced them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it, and now that I am as big as I am now, and now that I have my freakish tard strength for whatever fucking reason, I just say I'm just really not afraid of any physical confrontation. I think, honestly, God, I think that's what keeps me.
I feel like lately you've been seeking it. You've got a look on your face like you're looking for a
I don't
tussle.
know. Lately, I think, well, honest to God, dude, it's the combined like bike cardio, working the new moving job.
Yeah,
and
you're getting so much blood rushing around and testosterone building that you're just feeling like you got to do some man shit.
Well, I don't know what it is, man. Like I suppose I do know what it is. It's just a super increase of fucking testosterone.
The weirdest part about it is that every time I come back home, I see you asleep on the couch just hugging a copy of Fight Club. And that's the part that I find so strange. Just like, because I don't have a television or a DVD player. You just, it's like being close to it, I guess, is what makes you feel like more, I don't know, at home or relaxed.
I do actually in the van. I have a copy of Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's a good movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, it is a good film. I think it's a great film.
Yeah, incredible film. But like, I don't know, man. Like I just I'm lucky enough to like, you know what? I talked to when I was doing groundlings and stuff like that. Like I developed a great deal of empathy for the and sympathy for the women that I was in groundlings with.
Up until that point, you just didn't understand them or care about it at all.
No,
groundlings is like, oh my God.
It really,
your eyes.
It just never crossed my mind
That
what
they
the
were
fuck
people.
No, just what the fuck they have to deal with, because it's like there's a great, very beautiful girl, Stacey Danger, real name by the way,
Stacey Danger.
Danger.
Okay, so it is Danger.
Danger.
Okay.
Yeah, incredible name. Stacey Danger. She was telling me this story about this fucking. She's walking home, man, and this fucking dude followed her, just kept following her. You know what I mean? Like, and followed her all the way home, and like fucking just stood in her driveway, blah blah. And I don't think her boyfriend's or maybe husband, whatever, as a particularly large fellow, right? Said they called the cops on this fucking guy, but this dude like was just full blown obsessed with this fucking girl. Like, I mean, nothing she said, all the threats, nothing. Like cops, nothing. So, honest to God, like I don't know what I would do without the threat of physical violence. You know what I mean? Like
You mean without your ability to intimidate people?
Yeah, without having that in my back pocket, because it's like I know if shit gets fully out of hand, I can always go, I'm going to fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, and that, honest to God, like most, like 90% of the time, I can handle things verbally, but when things get out of hand, or you get crazy people or dumb people or whatever, like I could just fucking ex machina, fucking God the machine in the fucking scene. I can just be like, if you continue to do this, I will fuck you up.
Yeah, it must be a great feeling.
I'm just saying.
I've ever had that feeling.
Really?
Actually, no, you're right. Recently, I came across a third grader, and he was just mouthing off ridiculously. And I was just thinking to myself, like, if you do not get in line, I will not think twice before taking your head and smacking it against the pavement a few times. Just enough to cause a ringing in your ear. Not to, like, cause any serious scars. I just wanted to, like, make sure the kid remembered me by hearing a little bit of, just having a little tinnitus for the rest of his life.
By
the way, this is a 100% true story. This really happened. I'm not in any way exaggerating.
Same AF, Travis.
Same as fuck, Travis.
Same as fuck,
She
Travis.
also loves being... Hannah Mendelsohn also loves that she can threaten people with violence in any situation.
Fucking third graders.
See, Mike gets it. Yeah. It's because...
Mike Brennan, my favorite boss of all time.
It's because they've gotten like past second grade and they're starting to get up in the ranks. And they get a little mouthy.
And they're getting pervy too. You know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't know anything about that.
What's third grade? How old are you in third grade?
I never look at the pictures they want to show me on their little smartphones. They're always like, take a look at this. I'm like, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to know.
How old are third graders?
I have no idea, dude. They're all I know is they're sexy as fuck. That's all I know.
Jesus fucking
honestly, I try not to think about the age. I just try to lure them out with Wendy's and hang out with them and get to take pictures with them.
No wonder you're a terrible
scandalous,
pedophile.
Just a little bit. I'm not a pedophile. I just like to take pictures with them. I'm not touching them. I'm just hanging out with them.
Fucking 8-year-olds
intimately.
Dude. God damn it, Mendelsohn.
Without supervision. That's all I'm doing.
Okay,
taking pictures that I keep for myself. But like, I think it's okay to have a hard drive full of pictures of kids under the age of 10 if they're clothed, right?
Okay, listen, Jared from Subway. We need to fuck
Jared from Subway. I take that. That's very insulting because that man is very ugly.
He is not a good-looking man.
No, he's not.
I mean, even losing weight, it did not help. He's not attractive.
What's sad, too, is he's got that look that a lot of people look like. So there's a lot of people who walk around and they just look like Jared. And I feel like it's got to suck to look like... I love that the story behind that was that like the producer of like Subway commercials was like into it or something. Like someone was, I don't know who exactly, but somebody he worked with was like, "Yo, dude, I'm really into this like child pornography, dude. You should check it out." Right? And like he basically like got him all into it. I just love the idea of someone introducing like, "No, dude, you don't get it. Once you try it, you'd understand." My 13-year-old niece just got her first
unasked for dick pic. Really?
I like how he said first unasked for. As if this 13-year-old girl typically asks for them. She's always getting dick pics she asked for. That's since she was 9. But when she turned 13, that's when she got her first unasked for dick pic. Maybe just take the phone out of her hand.
When I went back to Ohio, right, like I got fucking trapped in Ohio when I was there for way too long.
I just love the guy doing this. Go like, Mom and Dad, I got a dick pic. Well, did you ask for this? Not this time.
Unsolicited dick pic. I appreciate that. Okay, here's like I went back to Ohio. I was trapped there.
Saying, Chris Corwin gets it. Those spicy chicken sandwiches. They're delicious. 4x4 meal.
It's true, man. Dude, they have a fucking mushroom and Swiss that comes through every now and again. Fucking Wendy's.
Oh yeah.
That is. Oh god, I love mushroom and Swiss, dude. It's my fucking jam.
Somebody today was Lee saying Chick-fil-A isn't as good as I think it is. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
What?
Man. I know he was saying the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is better, and my memory is the Wendy's chicken sandwich is better, but the actual sandwich is not as good.
I don't know, man. Like, dude, it's a combo of everything that fucking Chick-fil-A brings to you, right? They got the gangster ass waffle fries. They have an unlimited amount of sauce if you want it. They're the Apple of fast food restaurants. They're doing things different, and they're not. And they hire people who are not ashamed to be there. Fat man at heart. Is he talking about you or himself? Probably me.
Okay.
No, he's a fat man.
Oh, maybe talking about me because I'm such a small
guy. To be rude,
guy.
Brennan, I apologize.
Maybe I'm a fat man.
Are you a fat man at heart?
Were you ever I'm honestly surprised. No, I was never overweight. I've always been incredibly in shape, and. No, I mean, I once actually was like getting a little bit chubby, and I never forget it. It was like it almost happened over. Like I remember the night, like I was at Dave and Buster's with my girlfriend, and my friend accidentally sent a dick pic to my other friends. And, oh my God,
Michael Virgilio, Jesus Christ!
So I feel bad if anyone's like watching this off of Facebook because you can see the comments.
Yeah,
although I bet on YouTube there's a bunch of comments that are being said that we don't even know about that we're just ignoring.
No, most people don't watch on YouTube or Twitch. Honestly, God, if people are fucking tuning in on Twitch, I have absolutely no fucking idea. I haven't even checked. Don't even watch. Chick-fil-A's overrated. Fight me. I disagree. I don't think. Okay, maybe it's not worth all the hype. But it's still
fucking mind, dude. It is worth all the hype. It really is.
It's really fucking good.
Dude, it came out that they like basically fund like companies or services that like assassinate gay people in other countries, and everyone's like,
so does fucking Salvation Army though.
Really?
Yeah, Salvation Army funds like twice as many, like conversion camp, all kinds of fucked up stuff. Like Salvation Army.
Are evil. That's just how it is typically.
Well, yeah, and then, like they all like at the end of the day, corporations are run by people, and people are inherently flawed, or people have their beliefs and stuff like that. So it's like, I mean, like when people were fucking bitching about In-N-Out having conservative views and donating to whatever In-N-Out.
They donated to Republican Party or something like that.
Fucking, of course they did. They have John 3:16 on their fucking cups, people.
Do you know what a Bible verse that is, by the way?
Yeah, John 3:16. God gave his only begotten son or something like that.
Okay, still doesn't make any sense of why it's on a burger, but okay.
Yeah, John 3:16 is the quote essentially about Jesus.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something along the lines of like, and those fries shall always be undercooked or something.
In-N-Out fries, unless you get them monster style, are not good.
Oh, actually, you know what? Ellen pointed this out to me. And I love how she pointed out to me, not by telling me, but by just ordering them. Like, we both ordered fries, and she ordered them the right way, and then, like, rubbed it in my face that she had better fries than I did. But, like, apparently, we had to order them overcooked, and then they cook them the way people normally cook them. Yeah, they'll deep fry them a little longer, and they end up being, like, delicious. They end up being French fries.
Well, you're better off just going animal style, man.
That, too. The animal style is nice. But
it's so good.
You know, I always feel like I'm eating, like, too much fattening food anyway.
I don't care about their politics. I'm fat and I know my chicken. You're fair. All right, Chris Corbin, as a plump fella, as a big man, what's your favorite chicken sandwich of all time, fast food style? Let us know. But I mean, In-N-Out is still. It's not John 3:16. It's Austin 3. Austin 3:16.
No, I get it. That's
stone cold,
mother. Hannah. Yeah, there we go.
I love me some fucking. By the way, who thought to do that? As far as
what?
Have the sign Austin 3:16.
Dude,
it's the silliest shit in the world. Like, it makes no.
I almost actually, if anyone knows of like a YouTube channel that can inform me on like the history and the mythology of WWF and wrestling, I would love to catch up. I was never really into it. I thought it was something that just like.
I was more into WCW growing up.
Here's the thing: I was one of those kids that like someone told me wrestling was fake, so I was like, well, I don't want to watch something that's not real, so I didn't bother watching it. Not understanding that entertainment itself is a fake thing, and therefore, like, I should just appreciate it. Probably a Jewish manager. See, that just seemed like a completely like this
David Middleton.
Yeah, that just seemed like I just want to throw a Jew in there because Jewish is funny.
Just throwing some Jews. Was just punch word. God damn it, Mendelsohn. Throwing the Jews under the bus. Chris Gordon says Fat Burger is greater than In-N-Out.
I mean, I disagree, but
I do disagree. I do.
I'm not really.
Fat Burger, I feel like was better
really when I first. We're going to talk about the fast food.
Fucking apparently.
Lindell Monty just joined the.
Lindell Monty, Jewish manager equals my uncle. Brennan, you're a Jew. He's a Jew. We got a Jew here.
I am Jewish. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not ashamed of it.
Why would you be?
Well, I don't know.
We're in comedy. If anything, it's
beneficial. When you think of what we do with the media that we control and the way that we just like, with the way that we have like Zion and we were able to like we eat Christian babies. I don't know. Some of us would feel guilty, I think, but I've done a lot of soul searching and I've come to terms with it. So I'm like, I'm cool. Whatever, man.
That's why, yeah. Lee Christ Killer Syat, man.
Honestly.
Hi, Lindell Monty.
Honestly, if you haven't tried eating a baby before, I don't know how you can argue you wouldn't enjoy it.
I imagine they're tender, like venison.
And in fact, I'm not a big fan.
Oh, not venison. Sorry, that's deer. Veal.
I'm not a big fan of dead baby jokes.
I hate dead baby jokes. Mainly because I
will tell you one that's my favorite. I'll tell you my favorite one. I only heard one day when I heard this. And this is not mine, but I heard this joke, and I think it's actually hilarious, okay?
Okay.
What's the difference between a dead baby and a turkey sandwich?
What?
I don't usually fuck a turkey sandwich before I eat it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's good. I don't care what you say. That's hilarious. Typically it's a ham sandwich. I kind of messed it up. It's supposed to be a ham sandwich. I think ham doesn't make it funny. No, I said turkey because I couldn't remember what kind of sandwich.
Well, you're Jewish. Are you allowed to eat ham?
And for a second, I thought it was if I'm eating a dead baby, I think that's fine if I eat ham at that point.
Yeah, you've crossed more thresholds.
I love the idea of a guy like just like taking a big bite into a baby thigh and looking at a friend, but don't pick that. Don't touch that bacon.
It grosses me out so goddamn much.
What, eating a baby?
Yes, I think like I don't know what the fuck that is. Like it's
you don't know what that fuck is. Cannibalism.
Well, yeah, naturally, I should be. Steve Austin was feuding with Jake the Snake when he was a Christian. Also beat him at a pay-per-view, was trash talking after the match, and ad-libbed Austin 3:16. Said just kicked your ass.
Oh, damn.
No shit.
All I remember about Steve Austin is that he was like the celebrity MC on Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV.
Oh yeah.
And that was like I guess he's a big deal. I feel like that was when he hit his tops. If we continue with this fast food conversation.
Oh, Wendy's or Rally's spicy chicken sandwiches. Rally's, really?
Oh God.
I mean, okay, Wendy's is fair.
Can we go back to reprimanding me for having a bad attitude?
Okay. we're gonna ignore you guys for a little while. I do apologize, but okay. Here's the biggest thing that I think I've always wanted to address with you, my beautiful friend.
On a public forum, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not?
I'm all about
Listen, I mean, all we do is.
If you've ever watched me or listened to my podcast, I probably should shut my mouth up more often.
No, trust me.
Especially
Yeah.
I
say things on this goddamn podcast that I probably shouldn't say. In general, they will come back to haunt me. Okay. In the nine and a few months, years that I've been doing this shit, I feel like I've seen a lot of dudes with a lot of talent come and go, right? I feel like it's a 2-year cycle, right? There'll be a fucking guy that comes in 2 years deep, right? He's a natural first year, kick ass. But then he gains that ego because he gains all this respect in the community and stuff like that. And I've seen that, 2, 4. I've seen this over and over and over again, right? And those people always, eventually asshole their way out. And I don't think you are full blown asshole mode. I know you have, I know you have an ego. Obviously, that's kind of your shtick in a way, right? You like to play heel and stuff like that.
It's good to take your personality traits and find out or your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. You know.
Well, no, you are so funny, and the reason that.
Thank you.
No, you really are, and
that means a lot. I appreciate hearing that.
No, I sincerely worry sometimes,
especially after a rooster run like today.
Yeah, after we. Dude, yeah, man. Guys, if you don't know what the Rooster Run is, I don't think we've actually explained it. We did the 1 o'clock show.
There's 8 mics today at Fourth Wall. If you do all 8 of them, you're doing an hour of time on stage.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you need to know.
Yeah. So if we were here since 1 o'clock.
And if you're a regular like we are, you're doing it in front of people who've seen you already 100 times and know all your material. So it's just very hard to, at the very least, do old material and really make it work and get anything new out of it, or even do something new and make sure it's staying fresh.
Yeah, so really it becomes just writing jokes on stage and riffing and stuff like that, which you are incredible at. And again, coming back to my point here,
I'm a prodigy, natural and destined for stardom. As long as I don't become an asshole for the next 2 years.
I'm not trying to suck your dick that much, okay? Because I
don't know. You started with Maddie Chimber's got the best personality on stage. Love Mirkula. It's about time we brought a little bit of this dick sucking my way. Honestly, I was getting a little upset here. I was like, he just brought me on here to talk about how great everyone else is.
Just listen to me for one fucking solid second, you beautiful motherfucker.
Thank you.
I don't want to see you asshole your way out of here.
The Fourth Wall?
No. Just comedy in general. I don't.
So I was laughing at Hannah Mendelson just saying just the tip. I don't even know what that has to do with anything, but it is funny.
Just the tip. Oh, dick sucking. Yeah. I think lots of people respect you, but at the same time, I think more people kind of hate you.
Well,
I think a lot of
people we tend to hate what we don't understand. It's true.
No, but
I know,
just listen to me. For the love of the God.
I'm listening.
No, I feel like they do, and it makes me sad because it's I'm very fortunate to see a side of you that a lot of people don't see. I'm very fortunate to get the full Ericson experience and stuff like that, and I feel I just want other people to experience the Ericson the way I experience the Ericson.
How do you experience the Ericson? Oh God, I can't believe that didn't sound right. How do you experience me?
It sounded so much more cunty when you said it.
Yeah, no, I'm a little grossed out by that.
I think you're a fucking sweetheart, but honest to God, I feel like you are so nice.
Oh yeah, no, I am a sweetheart, and I'm a genuine motherfucker.
Dude, okay, here's a moment that I would like to tell the people about. Okay, at one point, yes, at one point in time, right? Me, Ellen Doyle, and this fucking man, we went and we looked at a house because we were thinking of comic housing, right? Getting a fucking house that a bunch of comics live in. We all pay a bunch of rent, blah blah blah, and we went to this weird place where this Armenian couple hated us from go. They did not care for us. They didn't want us to be there. But beside the point. We go to the back patio and there's a pigeon just chilling.
I think it was a bird of some sort. I think it was a pigeon.
I think maybe a dove, maybe. I don't know.
It was an eagle.
It was.
I don't know how I
goddamn
forgot that.
bald
it was a
eagle.
Giant eagle.
No, it was a pretty little bird chilling
bird.
in its little fucking nest, right? And then where I'm kind of wandering around looking, and I look over at Ericson, and he's just staring at the birdie, and then he waves at it. And he just keeps staring, and then he walks away, right? Like, you have so much more heart than I think you display. Like, I know you're incredible, and I worry sometimes that because of the fucking gratification that you get from other comics.
I don't get that much. I'll be really honest with you, man. Like, I appreciate that, and I appreciate when he respects me. But like, I'm so hard on myself, probably, that like.
And I've noticed that lately personally, but I
like,
don't feel like other people see you.
And honestly, like I'll be like I love the respect and the appreciation, but give me a show, like book me if you really respect. That would mean more than you being like, I think you're so fucking funny. Because honestly, like I hear that and it's great and it feels nice, but for me, it's just
I
like,
don't put on a show though. So.
I know I'm not talking about you. You're just saying you're just painting this picture like there's a bunch of people who respect me and think I'm hilarious, and that's great. And I appreciate that if that's true, and that's obviously like something I don't take like lightly. But it's just like
Teresa thinks that's adorable.
Thank you, Teresa. I am adorable. I'm a sweetheart.
Yes, you're a very kind fellow.
I'm the lead in my own little film in my head, and I'm killing it. But
see, that's right there. That's why some people hate this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, just because I can easily lean into the, the arrogance and the obnoxiousness because it's funny to me, because it's just like it's so absurd.
You do like to play the heel, and also you are very.
Well, someone's got to do it.
But you are ultra critical, right? And I respect that. I like that about you. Like I feel like if I'm making you laugh in the audience, like it's like, all right, I'm glad I could strike that nerve with Ericson, because it's like you're a hard laugh. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to get you to laugh.
Because someone's texting me how much you suck on stage.
See.
I'm joking. I was just trying to
see what he does.
That was the callback to you. You know what I'm doing there?
I feel like he dips his balls in my mouth while I'm sleeping on the couch.
I don't, man.
I give him compliments. I love this man. He's so nice.
Maybe I have a hard time people loving me. I don't know, dude.
I think you do. I think you totally do. I mean, it's the same reason why you go by Ericson Just instead of your actual last name. I feel like.
Oh no, that's definitely an issue with my family.
Yes,
dude.
exactly.
That's absolutely
right.
What it is.
No, I totally understand that. Like I get. Like I feel like
you don't even know. I mean, maybe,
no. Trust me, I don't know.
Maybe listen to the podcast episodes with my mom, but I don't know.
I mean, I know bits and pieces, right? Like or.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, I've talked about a lot of stuff on stage. I feel like people have heard a lot of stuff.
Dude, I've slowly but surely been piecing, and also the fortune of living with Ericson is I know his real last name, which is neat.
I love how people people get high off of that. By the way, I love how when
it's
people
just kind of neat to know his
name,
real last name.
Like, they feel like they've earned something, and honestly, I love it. I love being somebody. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm so tough. Is that like I love people working to earn my love. Like I was saying earlier, like when it comes to like women, like I need a girl who's aggressive. Like I need a girl who like really wants to get that dick.
Dude, I like it's dawned on me that like. Yeah, I gotta have a girl that can fight me. You know what I mean? Like I gotta have a
shit, man. Well, Hannah Mendelsohn loves to fight, so I think you should start there. She seems to love it when she can just get into a brawl.
I don't. Yeah, I think she's got a boyfriend and a job and stuff. But no, I like. She's
got a boyfriend and a job.
I just like mesomorphic women. I like fucking like. Yeah, exactly.
What did you say? Mesomorphic? You said?
Yeah, mesomorphs.
Oh, that's just such a weird way to illustrate your type. What kind of women are you into? Mesomorphs.
if you guys don't know,
that's crazy. I'm a real ectomorph kind of guy. That's
well,
I like that real thin.
Right. There's three body types. If you guys don't know, there's endo, which is what I am. Endomorphic means you kind of like retain all the calories, retain water, retain a lot of weight, but you gain muscle really quickly. But at the same time, it's incredibly difficult for you to not put on fat. But then you've got your mesomorphic people right in the middle. Fucking, if you're a mesomorphic female, you're the kind of girl that's got big old booty from squats and stuff like that. Like an athletic build, essentially, is what a mesomorph is. And then you got your ectomorph, which is like your Joe Menentes of the world.
Yeah, I know, I'm jealous of those
guys.
Just
perpetually shredded, skinny dudes, like got the six-pack year round kind of fucking guys. Yeah, and like those are the guys everyone's jealous of. However, if the end times come in our lifetime, they'll be the first to die. Because like Joe Menente says all the time, like Joe has to eat constantly. Like if he has to wake up and
he likes McDonald's so much 'cause it's so cheap and like it's just got tons of like fattening.
Seriously, like he'll get real dizzy and he'll get all weird. Like he eats all the fucking time, and like if he's here for too long, like he'll have to fucking go grab some popcorn and shit from the from 7-Eleven just gonna carb up and fucking fuel him up because it's like he just burns through calories like a motherfucker.
I love that, man. I love that idea.
It sounds great in modern society, but at the same time, like
no, you're right. If this is the apocalypse, or,
he'd be
if we were just in downtown Los Angeles, like he would probably starve to death.
Yeah, for sure.
Or have 100%, like a rat or something.
Yeah, he'd have to kill a rat a day. And a dog too. Mendelsohn, I don't know what the fuck.
No, she was saying she's got a job and a boyfriend and a dog too.
And a dog too. Oh, okay, okay. Word.
No, you gotta.
Yeah,
you gotta balance somebody spinning plates with this whole podcast thing when you're doing it live.
I know. My ADD is a motherfucker too. I'll be on a good rant when I do the one. Usually when I do it by myself, and someone will comment, and I'll just.
I would argue that the people who adore me and love me are just people who are able to not take the surface level kind of like criticisms and like flippant like remarks that are honestly just for like humorous value and just be like there's clearly something more there. I don't know, the people I get along with, the people who I'm closest with are people with genuinely like strong amounts of like self-esteem and don't take things too personally. So I guess what I'm saying is if you hate me, it's probably because you're a coward and a loser. So that's all it comes down to. If you hate me, it's a good way to realize there's something wrong with you. No, in all honesty, if you hate anyone, like, and this is the thing, when I hate people, I look at myself, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, it's like, there's people I don't like, right? And like, there's generally people who I'll watch on stage, and like, I've got such a problem with them. And what I do is I'm like, okay, well, clearly they don't know that I have a problem with them. And they're not aiming to piss me off necessarily.
Right.
So what is it about me that makes me not like them? And it's mostly my dealing with it. And usually what I find is it's just like, okay, you've got like, they might remind you of a younger, more foolish version of yourself, or they might just do something that like, that reminds you of what you do that you don't like about yourself. I'm trying to think of somebody who
Chris says, I don't know you, but you seem cool to me. He is. Fucking Ericson's a great fucking guy. I feel like more people need to see the real Ericson. All right, the real Ericson everybody. Like okay.
Also, wait, you went through my shit and found my last name? No, I know. I got my mail all over the place.
Yeah, I just looked with my eyes on your table.
I do like the idea of just going to my credit card and shit. Though. I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
Just ciphering through your stuff.
That was so me. That
what
was so
he owe?
Trying to pull for like a new bit, but it was unnecessary. You're about to say something very sweet and profound.
I know. See, look, I'm trying to love you.
I know.
And you won't take my love, Erickson.
I'll take your love, Travis.
Well, okay, here's my thing. Like, I feel like whether you're cognizant of it or not, like sometimes you're unintentionally cold to people, and it's because I feel like you're not. Like most people describe me as warm for whatever reason.
You're a nice guy, Travis, and you genuinely want people to like you, and you're very protective, and you show that.
I'm like motherly.
And for a guy who accused me of seeming very white knightish when you first saw me, you have a tad bit of that in yourself that you bring up. And a lot recently on stage. I'm just like, all I want to do
not to get
and
fucked,
by the way,
though,
no, I didn't mean it that way. You want to be a good guy.
Yeah, I do.
But I do feel the urge when you're on stage doing this to go. And I've never done it because I've never known if you would know what I was doing, and if you didn't know,
I would totally get what you were doing.
Thought I was a lunatic.
I just fucking some dude making horse noises.
Well, they'd be like, "There goes Ericson again, just wanting attention."
No, I get it. Like, okay, for context for people out there that don't know, there's only like fourth wall. I think is so beautiful because we do not censor our comics. You can say whatever you want, whatever horrible shit you want to say. Please say it. Do whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about. No limits, no censorship. The only thing I will not tolerate being said on stage, just because I'm such a motherly, fucking protective, fucking Papa Bear for whatever fucking reason, is if someone gets on stage and says, none of us are going to make it, right? I feel like that is you reflecting your own insecurities onto a room of people who are good at this, right? And comics are inherently insecure in general. And you don't need to thrust that fucking negativity onto a room of people who will be negative about themselves in general because they were already harder on themselves than anyone could ever be. So when I see people get up there and go, none of us are going to make it, we're all pieces of shit, I will drag you the fuck off that stage.
Did you literally drag him off the stage?
No, I told... Okay. No, Russo said it. I gave him a warning. I told him, If he ever says it again, I will take him off the stage.
I can't remember the other things he did, but that's just you want people to love you and you want to be a good person. What I will say is I want people to love me, but I also want them to love this evil part of me as well. And I'm not afraid to be the villain. Sometimes people have to be. I don't know. I've always been the kind of person that's just like, what's the one thing that like I can bring to the table that no one else is bringing to the table? And it seems to be typically I can say the things that like everyone's typically afraid to say. Sometimes it's fucking hilarious. Sometimes it's like devastating, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, man, why did you say that? And that's the thing is though. There's as anyone who I think who does comedy or takes risks realizes that like. There's no exact science to it. You never get to a point where you're a master and you're just like every time I point out something, it's going to be for the betterment of everyone else. It's more like no, this is who I am, and your results may vary depending on the kind of person you are. You're somebody who has been lucky enough to be in a situation where like you've gotten to know me intimately because like you're part of the fourth wall. You see me all the time. You've gotten to see. You've almost been forced to see more sides of me because you've just been around me more often. Ellen's another good example of that. Like she knows me really well, what I'm like to be around on a constant basis because we toured together.
Yeah, so she knows. Road together,
right? So she knows that like after a while you and that's something I've always realized about myself. Like I've said, I make jokes about it. Like the more you get to know me, but like the more you get to know anyone, the more you start to realize like, okay, I understand who they are as a person and not as just this like reflexive identity that I'm constantly responding to.
Right, and that's fair, but like
But if you're a duplicitous person who's trying to hide things from other people, and you don't like when and you're insecure about your decisions in life, and I call you on them, you might become a little bit combative and try to fuck me over.
No, that's fair, man. But at the same time, sometimes it's too much.
Oh yeah,
I feel like,
and I take on that responsibility.
I just don't want
me to get hurt.
Do you really want to hurt me? I just no. I don't want you to lose opportunities that I think you're worthy of because you're a bit of a fucking dick.
I am a bit of a dick, and that's why
I like and like sometimes,
and that's why I'm loyal and good to my friends, and I hope that people when they hear shit about me go like, they do the same thing I would do, which is say, look, I know he might be a little bit rough around the edges, but he's a good dude. I used to try to censor myself, but the reason I got into comedy, I used to censor myself in acting and stuff like that. And even then, it was a hard thing to do. You can ask people who I've been on film sets with. I'm still a little bit of a monster.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not even. It's once again, it's not like I'm trying to be mean. It's that I come from a very abusive background. I come from a very abusive city, Philadelphia. And my way of having fun and getting along with people is through a little bit of this kind of like I don't know how else to say it, but like kind of like just really acerbic interactions where I think it's funny. I don't know. The best example I can ever give is apparently like there was one time I was on set. And I was a lead in this film that I was not getting paid for, that I was doing completely voluntarily.
Right.
And we needed someone to be an extra that I was going to interact with no sound. So we actually used a sound guy to be a homeless dude. So they dress him up as a homeless dude. They get him in front of me. We're about to film. And he says to me as a joke, he just goes, I'll try my best not to outshine you. And without missing a beat, I just look him dead in the eye and without any emotion go, you could never have what I have.
Jesus.
And apparently that crushed him.
Oh,
according to the director, apparently that like really fucking like ruined him. And I was just like, that is.
Why would you say that?
Because it's such an insane thing for someone to say.
It is.
It's like here's the thing. There's a lot of things that I say that if I really meant it, I am a lunatic who is clearly not able to take care of themselves or function in the real world, in which you have nothing to worry about because I will clearly eradicate myself from the gene pool. But if I'm aware of what I'm saying, then I'm clearly saying it as a joke. Like, and that's the thing. Okay. You just use your rational mind. Like, is this, like, think to yourself, like, do I think this person is actually that insane? Or I think maybe they're smart enough to realize that what they're saying is completely broken and just silly. Give people more credit, dude.
No, fair enough. And I mean, not even with interpersonal. Like, I think...
it's like Tyler Durden, man. I'm just Tyler Durden, dude. I'm letting that which does not matter truly slide. Or I think I kind of botched it up. Like, that which does not truly matter slide.
Fair enough.
I feel like I beat my point.
I appreciate your justification and your logic for it, but at the end of the day, attracting more flies with honey than vinegar, blah 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 blah. Like I
like how you're like sick of your own.
I know
point.
it is bullshit. At the same time,
I think it's good to be nice. Fuck it, I hate everyone too. And everyone's such a fucking piece of shit.
But like I don't know. I think I.
Do you like me?
Yeah, of course.
Do you love me? Do you
you
enjoy my company?
You trying to fuck me right now?
Maybe. I don't know, dude. I'm really fucking lonely.
You can hang out on the couch.
I'm really thirsty, dude. Oh my god.
Dude,
I'm at that point where I'm just
fucking
liking pictures of women on Instagram because it's like one of those things where I think like if I like it, I'll bring it into my life. Like just oh god.
Like the secret. Like
yeah,
you manifest it into existence.
No,
Oh yeah, trust me. I've got my own shame. Trust me. No, but like yes, of course. Like I think you're a fucking great dude.
And that's what matters.
And it's solid.
Stand by
yeah,
it. So stand by it. Don't worry about my actions. Just realize if I'm ever acting out of line, you bring it up, and which you do. You bring it up when you think I crossed line. I came over here the other day trying to interrupt your podcast just to make it about me, and you were just like, "Dude, don't do that." I'm like, "Okay, you know what? Fair enough."
Yeah.
Like, you'll calm, and that's the thing, man. You're standing by what you believe in by being a good friend to me. And by calling me one of my shit when I cross the line and making me have to be responsible for my choices. But that's the best you can do. And then that's all I ask for. That and whenever someone's talking shit about me, let me know who they are so I can fucking kill them. So I can crush them on stage. You're telling a joke that you think is funny, but no one else knows it is a joke.
It's fair.
I think he's referring to the whole like. Well, we were about to end this and wrap it up. Is that what you're doing?
We are going to wrap this up pretty soon. But yeah, that's okay. Like I'm glad that at least you're one of these people that can actually respect me calling you on your shits. Like I appreciate that, and I'm like, and I like that you see that I'm not just like, patronizing or fucking, trying to shit on you or something like that, right? Like I like that you are intelligent enough to know that's like, I am just, I'm just talking to you like a bro.
Well, one thing I've learned, I will say this, when I was, and this is like new to me, I'm really starting to work on boundaries because like that is an effect of being this kind of typical, this atypical asshole is like you do get kind of like, you lack, it usually comes from a lack of boundaries and not knowing when to like,
right, like how much to let
not having anyone for yourself and obviously not respecting one's on other people.
Right.
And so now I'm starting to work on that and understanding when someone's saying, hey, that's not cool. It's not like you're saying, hey, I think you're like the worst piece of shit on earth and like I don't want to be friends with you. Although some people apparently do feel the need to text me that over small things. When you're saying like, yo, dude, don't do this, I know you're just saying, look, this is not something that I want in my life. This is not something that that is conducive for our friendship or my livelihood, so don't do it. I'm like, okay, that's nothing personal. Like I should respect that.
Yeah, and it's like there was one instance I can recall and am okay with sharing, which is that one guy had a problem with you being on your laptop.
I'm glad you're okay with sharing this moment of it's embarrassing for
this
me.
Piece
That's
of
great.
shit.
I love that.
No, I'm sorry.
There's one thing that you did that was kind of shameful on your part that I'm totally comfortable telling everyone about.
I don't know why
right
I
now.
said I'm comfortable saying that. I feel like more of a dick saying that. Nevertheless, guys, my point was like it's.
No, I look back at that and I was just like, you know what? I was being a prick. I was like, I
think that's why I have so much hope for your existence. I know you know.
But do you see that? It's just like I fought my point. You made an argument. I even said fair enough. Like you're right. I should be better. It's like if I'm going to be one of those guys who's like always at the fourth wall and known as a regular and hosting.
Yeah, especially as a host.
I shouldn't be arrogant. I shouldn't be arrogant and just be on my computer and when I don't have to be and like pulling focus.
And it's one of the only reasons why like me and Rocha have been the only long time host. It's because it's like
you're the only two people who've never brought out a laptop.
No, I mean, like, goddamn it. I mean, the like.
I didn't realize there was such an epidemic here at the fourth
wall. A lot of people just can't fucking abide the standard. You know
Comics have a hard time.
They do.
Because going back to why I'm even in comedy is this like, I did acting, I did producing, I did like other jobs. I want to be able to say what I want to say and say how I feel and obviously suffer the consequences and take the responsibility, but I don't like censorship, and I think comics are people who don't like to be held back in their expression,
right?
And I recognize I'm becoming more and more to terms with the fact that like I've got a form of expression that's very much I like to say ahead of the curve, but a lot of people might say ornery and insufferable.
Ornery. You like the conflict. You like the argument.
JustEricson.com, Mike Brennan. JustEricson.com. Go on. Sorry.
I'm.
You want to know what website you can go to? You just go to that website.
I mean, I'm here pretty much all the time, guys. If you just, you'll see me. I'm here.
What are you saying?
You have an argumentative style. You have you like the conflict. You like the drama. You like the. I feel like again playing the heel. You like.
Someone's got to do it, man. You gotta be willing to be the bad guy to be the hero. Sometimes.
No, it's fair enough. You know what's interesting?
If
it's
Batman's
like
anything.
It's not like your comics, like your Nick Jordans or something like that, who has who has conservative points of view. Right. You don't have any conservative points of view. You are a liberal dude, but you at the same time bring up incredible points that are in opposition, but still have liberal meaning. You know what I mean? Like I feel like.
I wouldn't say I'm liberal or conservative. I'm just somebody who's trying to acknowledge the fact that the answers aren't that clear. That that everything's very messy, and that things it's very easy to take one stance. I don't like to say devil's advocate, but I'm very much in acknowledging that like there's a human aspect to everything, even evil. Yes. And I just yeah. I mean, I recently said this to someone else. Like, I just think like the way that we depict evil in our country, at the very least our country. I don't know about other countries, but at least in my own culture, like the way we depict evil. Like, if we were actually to see that evil like personified, we'd find it laughable because it's so extreme and so exaggerated that like to see it would almost be like, okay, that's so clearly something I should not abide.
Right.
That I like to embody it and play with it as a way of being like, I don't know, it's harmless. Like these thoughts are harmless as long as we acknowledge that. I'd rather laugh at this stuff rather than push it down and make it some sort of shameful thing I can't share with anyone and feel guilty about and have it come out in some other awful way.
It's fair. I mean, I'm like I like that you have have figured out a way to express opinions about certain things. Like, I feel like I'm so jaded.
What's your favorite thing that I've expressed a unique opinion on?
Oh, man.
Just to spring a little Just Ericson on this podcast.
Is this your podcast now? What the fuck?
Well, I got one question for you, actually, about you. I'll ask after this.
Okay. I enjoy your comments on the Me Too movement and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
A great deal of it. Like, I feel like it's not disrespectful. Or like I feel like people or women wouldn't find it disrespectful, but at the same time would find it. I think it's fucking funny.
No, it's something I didn't want to talk about, but yeah, I was like, this is definitely like I feel like this is a different perspective, and thank you. I should just say thank. I'm working on just saying thanks rather than explaining. Like, someone give me a compliment and being like, no, yeah, well, what I'm trying to do is actually. I thought a lot about it, and when I was flying over Paris and I looked down at the river, I was just thinking to myself that women honestly have no idea what they're doing, and they need a man to explain this. Me too, Sid.
What's this question?
The question I have for you. Well, first of all, I got to ask you. So, how long have you been doing this podcast for?
Like 3 weeks now, I think.
Okay, so 3 weeks. I think you've done like at least maybe 7 episodes at this point.
Maybe 10 now, yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this question. What is the best thing you've gotten out of doing it so far?
I'm happy I get to reconnect with people I don't see anymore. Like Mike Brennan, Chris Corwin, and stuff like that. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I get to interact with my Ohio people. Like, I never, ever, ever want to live there, guys. I'm sorry. It's a fucking horrendous goddamn place. I don't care that I'm wearing the Ohio State shirt. I hate it so goddamn much, but I fucking miss these people so much. Like, there are such, like, diamond in the rough, incredible people that just from circumstance or life or whatever are just kind of there, and they live their lives there, and they're fine, and they're happy. But, like, I love that I can reconnect with them via this, you know what I mean? Like, especially the late night people. Like, I like that I get to talk with them again. Mike Brennan's not in Ohio, though. Mike Brennan is in Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia. That's where I live with my little brother. But, I mean, still, again, a pocket little town. And I will probably really never see those fucking people again, unfortunately. Like, unless I'm touring or something like that, or, run through. Like, it's the connectivity. And honestly, also, I don't feel like I have to be funny on this.
Oh, that's what the first thing I explain to all comics. So when I bring them on my podcast, they're always like, I don't think it was that funny. And I'm like, Don't try to be funny on a podcast. That's not the
Some
point.
people like, yeah, we've actually, like, this is actually the most viewers we've had kind of stay on and keep chilling. Like, we had 6 and now we have
I'm
4.
a compelling and fascinating character to
Fucking
watch.
cunt.
No, it's true, man. The one
No.
thing I've always heard is like, even if you don't laugh, they find me interesting.
Yeah,
And
you know what, man? I've had the
obviously,
same thing
you
said to
are
me.
here as well.
I had someone tell me one time, like, I thought I bombed here. It was maybe the second time I ever did a set here, like 2 years ago or whatever, in the fucking show up, go up days. And some guy was just like, "Hey man, great stuff." I was like, "Great stuff." Nobody laughed, and he was like, "You know what, man? Like, I just like listening to you talk and tell a story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I try to bring this. Like, I like that we fucking have a full. Like, that's why I like it that it's the After Hours podcast. It's like I'm fucking done forcing the funny. I'm gonna fucking sit down here and vent and talk and chill.
Can I ask you one more question?
Always.
What was your favorite part of today? Like the mics.
Favorite part of the day. Let's see.
Mine was when we came up with a name for the Rooster Run.
Let's see. Who did I see? Actually, it was yesterday that we saw.
Oh, that actually no. My favorite part of the day today, actually, and this is Ericson being humble. This is Ericson being a little bit like showing that he can take it as well as dish it out. My favorite part of the day was when Mary Elaine roasted me with absolute perfection at the top of her set.
I am most. I always have a great time talking to Mary Elaine Ramsey.
No, dude, she.
Dude, I found out today she's only been doing comedy since fucking January.
That's
dude.
so annoying, man.
She's so fucking good.
I don't want to give her that much credit because it's infuriating.
Incredible.
I've already got Cupid's arrow on my back thanks to her. So like I don't want her.
No, dude, yeah, she's fucking gorgeous. She's amazing.
I would say okay. Now that's
I
too
think
much. She's cute. She's
Okay.
cute and she's very
gorgeous.
sly. She's only been doing it since January.
Since fucking January.
Well, I guess we got a new Rookie of the Year. Congratulations.
I mean, you took it last year, Ericson.
Yeah,
you took it 2017, but but for sure she fucking.
Yeah, you want a dick
2018.
suck on a comic right now? I'll suck the clit off of. That sounds.
That sounds
so
terrible.
Me too is weird, man. Like you just can't talk about
Someone
women.
arrest this man.
You just can't talk about women in any way, shape, or form. No, but like, no, she fucking roasted me with like, I mean that when I said since I started comedy. I mean, and honestly, even for the last few years, because a lot of people will try to make fun of me in a way that like I think is like, I'm like, you kind of went like with a weak angle, but she just she took what I said and totally just burned me so well. I was blown away by it. Oh
Yes.
god,
She,
that was my
honestly,
favorite part of the
I am
day.
always excited to see her signed up for the one of the 3, the 15-minute mics because like she is like the fact that she's been doing it just since fucking January. And has that much material.
Well, yeah, but she was showing me her her Instagram and like all the like rich like megalomaniacs who were sliding her DMs. Like I feel like she just has a life that kind of like things fall into place each time. I think she's.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I know. I feel like I remember. I thought to myself like it's so annoying that I never meet a woman who's like really smart, funny, and attractive. Who's like and like killing at everything they do.
She's
and the reason is because and the reason I came up with is like those kind of women always find like top tier men, and then sure enough she's showing me her Instagram and it's just check marks on all the people who are like contacting her,
fully verified.
She's like flaunting it in my face too. She's clearly like bragging like look who's took it. I'm like who's this? She's like he owns the Broncos. I'm like okay great. I'm very happy for you.
And it makes
you
sense.
already burned me. Poor guy. No, I'm fine. I'm not.
Poor guy.
I like it when someone can roast me well. I think that's I love having someone who can make good fun of me. I'll be honest, most people who try, I think, come short.
Speaking of short, we you know okay, that was a terrible joke.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're gonna end on a fucking shitty.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, again, he's so good. All right, guys, we're actually goddamn, we're an hour and 17 minutes.
How long was it supposed to go?
An hour.
Okay, well that's fine. We went a little bit
An
over.
hour. No, I don't give a shit. We can go
I
as long
am
as
a
we want.
person. I'm a little extra, so would be my podcast episode.
He's hashtag extra, hashtag snack. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's a thing apparently.
You
Hashtag
did it
snack.
again. You know what I'm saying? You just love it.
I didn't say no. I'm saying it's different.
Yeah, but
it's
you're
different.
I could hear it. I could hear the
He can't
cadence.
own. You know what I'm saying? All right.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Amir Khalil. He's very funny. Look him up. Also, I don't know.
I'm always
gang
trying.
signs
I'm always
and
trying to end with a bang. I don't know if that was a gang sign either.
We have no good bang to end with, guys. All right, guys. This has been the Fourth Wall Ever podcast. Thanks for fucking rocking out with me and Ericson. Just everybody. Goodbye.